Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this video, I want to talk about why Chip Kelly was fired after the Week 16 games, not finishing the season in Week 17, and also why Tom Coughlin resigned at the end of this season. We'll also address the rumors of Bill Belichick possibly transitioning from the Patriots to the Giants at the end of the season. If you're new to my work, what I show is how professional sports are rigged by numerology and also by gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. On the surface, that likely sounds insane to the majority of sports fans. But by studying numerology and gematria and following the patterns of how it's applied in sports, it becomes undeniable that this is how the owners of the league have always operated these professional organizations, from the NFL to the NBA to the MLB to the NHL. Every pro sports league in North America is rigged, predetermined, and operated by a numerological code. So let's go through this. Eagles fired Chip Kelly after 3 seasons, just short of the third full season. What we're looking at here is simple English gematria. The word Philadelphia equals 101. Chip Kelly equals 101. Sam Bradford equals 101. So often, players and coaches have gematria alignment with the teams that they belong to. Chip Kelly was fired after week 16. 16 is a special number because of its gematria when it's written out as a word. 16 and 90 are the only words that have gematria of 33. And 16 is the only word that sums to 33 the small way and 96 the big way. These are very important numbers to the Freemasons. Football is a creation by the Freemasons. The branch of Freemasonry that created football as we know it is Scottish Rite Freemasonry. The ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31, 32, 33. Add those numbers together, it sums to 96, just like the word Freemason. As for the Philadelphia Eagles, they came into existence in the year 1933, and their name, Philadelphia Eagles, has gematria of 96. Chip Kelly being fired after week 16 is partially a tribute to this, but there's more. The date he was fired on was also very similar to the date Andy Reid was fired, the prior coach of the Eagles. Andy Reid was fired December 31st, 2013. Chip Kelly was fired December 29th, 2016. 2015. 3 years later. The date of his firing, a date with 49 numerology. This is important because the word revelation equals 49. If you're not aware, the name Philadelphia comes from revelation in the Bible. Philadelphia is named after the biblical location. Revelation equals 49. Chip Kelly was hired at age 49. In the preseason, in a game against the Packers, there was a major tribute to revelation in Sam Bradford's passing stats. It made me think that there might be a possibility the Philadelphia Eagles would do big things this year. Of course, that did not work out, but what I am now realizing is that in pro sports, teams with Philadelphia connections are doing well, not specifically the teams that are there now, such as how the Warriors won the NBA Finals. The Warriors are originally from Philadelphia. The Royals won the World Series. The Royals' connections to Philadelphia, where the team played before ending up in Kansas City. This year, the Chiefs have a major shot at the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to make it. Seems like there's more alignment for the Broncos. But if the Chiefs do end up there, remember it was Andy Reid, the prior coach from Philadelphia. Anyhow, also the date of fire, a date with 22 numerology, another number that connects to Revelation. Revelation has 22 chapters in it. The gematria of Revelation. But here's where it gets good, truth seeker. Chip Kelly was fired after his 47th game with the Eagles. His record was 26-21. Not bad for an NFL coach. You know, a lot of coaches, when they have a winning record after their first 3 seasons, they don't get fired, but this year was a big year of disappointment. Anyhow, the name Chip Kelly the small way sums to 47. And with regards to the Bible, the word Christian equals 47. Right now on television, there is this sci-fi original series based on the book by Arthur C. Clarke called Childhood's End, which is very much a retelling of Revelation from the Bible. Childhood's End equals 66. Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible, based on the 39 books in the Old Testament. Think about how Philadelphia was in Super Bowl 39. In the beginning of that Childhood's End, you see on the wall a magazine cover of a famous CEO who dies, and it says, suddenly dropped dead at age 66. Born in 1939, died in 2005. And none of this stuff is a coincidence, truth seeker. Whether you're watching TV, shows, movies, sports games, the Masons are running all of these operations, and they're coding numbers of significance, spiritual significance. 66, 39 shows up again and again. The first Super Bowl was at the end of the 66th season, the 47th season of the NFL. NFL in Jewish gematria equals 66. Special numbers. Sam Bradford the small way also equals 47, just like Chip Kelly. Just like how they're both 101 the big way like Philadelphia. Chip Kelly fired after his 47th game, operating by this numerological code. So my Eagles fans, you know, I'm sorry that my preseason hopes for your team weren't correct, but still realize these leagues are rigged by the numbers. Just because I projected the script wrong doesn't mean that I'm wrong about the leagues being rigged by the numbers. This is what is going on. Chip Kelly was fired 153 weeks after being hired, just before week 17. If you sum 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 17, it sums to 153. This is a very spiritual number, a number from the Bible as well, also likely part of the coding for why he was fired when he was, with 47 games completed. Now, as for Tom Coughlin, his stats are really laughable. He finishes his career with the Giants with 110 wins and 93 losses. Here's why those numbers are so big in New York, truth seeker. In New York, the monuments that fell on September 11th, 2001 were 110 stories tall, the World Trade Center buildings. And there was a whole lot of 93 to go with the 110-story World Trade Centers. First of all, there was the 93 World Trade Center bombing. Then, on the date of 9/11, it was Flight 11 that hit these giant buildings that look like big 11s in the New York skyline. New York's the 11th state. If you add up 1 through 11, it totals 66. In New York, everything is coded with Revelation. Twin Towers even equaled 49. They were approved by the 49th governor of New York, Nelson Rockefeller. The name Rockefeller equals 110. The buildings were proposed by David Rockefeller. Anyhow, Flight 11, the first plane to hit those buildings that day, hit floors 93 through 99. Look it up. It's in the 9/11 Commission Report. This is how they report it. The next plane to hit was Flight 175 that hit the other building. It hit at 9:03 a.m. Drop the zero. What do you have? 93. On that same day, there was Flight 93 of 33 passengers that crashed in Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania being the home of Philadelphia, the original nation's capital. More Revelation coding. The World Trade Center collapse was blamed on Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden equals 110, just like Rockefeller. Think about this. 911 equals 110. The building that now stands in the World Trade Center's place is called One World Trade Center, which in gematria equals 93. They made the buildings 104 stories tall and made them 1,776 feet tall. That's because this nation was established 7/4, 1776. And if you add 7 plus 4 plus 17 plus 76, it equals 104, like 10-4 message received. All numerological tributes, from buildings to people's names to coaching records to rig sports and more. The reflection of 93 is 39. Everything in New York is coded 39. 39. 39 books in the Old Testament that Revelation's based on. Empire, it's the Empire State equals 39. New York equals 39. The abbreviation in simple English gematria, 39. The date of establishment, 39. There's even more, but that's enough right there. 11093, no coincidence. Tom Coughlin, also a man with a life number of 39. They lost their last game of the season to Philadelphia with their interim coach 35-30, a sum of 65, just like the name Philadelphia the small way. Philadelphia and New York City, the most heavily coded cities with the Revelation coding. And Revelation's important because it's the playbook of the Masons and Zionists. They use the book of Revelation in their doings the same way NFL coaches use playbooks on the sideline. In this reporting on Tom Coughlin, look at this. New York lost 5 games in the final 74 seconds of regulation. 74 is a number of the Freemasons. Masonic equals 74. Also in New York, the city sits on the 74th meridian. Jesus and cross equals 74. So does Messiah and gospel. These are special numbers. Think about this nation's birthday, 7th month, 4th day. No coincidence. Also the reflection of 47, the number we talked about earlier. Christian equals 47. This means Coughlin's whole career was scripted, which is no surprise. It's what I'm trying to tell people. The league is scripted. It's the WWF. These guys go out there and pretend that they're doing something. They're just puppets. The name Tom Coughlin in simple English gematria equals 137, which is the 33rd prime number. With regards to those World Trade Center buildings, they existed for 33 years, from 1968 to 2001. In 68, 911 was made the national emergency dialing code. No coincidence. George W. Bush graduated from Yale in Skull and Bones. Bush having a life number of 33. Here's Tom Coughlin's birth numerology. 39, born August 31st. And look at that. Also a date with 104 numerology. Talked about how one World Trade Center is 104 stories tall, the significance of that number. None of this is a coincidence. As for Bill Belichick, the coach who has lost his only 2 Super Bowls to the New York Giants, there's rumors that he might be going there. And here's what stands out, Truth Seeker. He's currently at 223 wins and 113 losses. These are both very Masonic numbers. Scottish, as in Scottish Rite Freemasonry, equals 113. Masonic equals 223. And this would be a right time for him to transition, having this coaching mark with the Browns and Patriots this far in his career. So we'll see if that happens. It's in the numbers. Transitions often happen around these numbers of significance. But what I want you to take away is that the league is a rigged joke by the numbers, by numbers of significance. None of this is arbitrary. So I hope I'm coming through. Next video will be a AFC wildcard preview. Until next time.